Welcome to Fay West Sports with Mark Lynch. Today we're at Connellsville Sportsman's Club. Clay shooting on tap for today's show. We're sitting here with Kenny Brooks. And Kenny, we'd like to talk to you a little bit about gun safety. Do you want to give us a few comments about the safety and what's been going on?
Absolutely. Through the USA Clay Target League, the motto is safety first, fun second, and marksmanship third. You'll see all these kids tonight, and they'll have their guns in the rack. That's one thing they don't do is walk around here with guns, any loaded guns at all. They're placed in the rack until their time comes up when they go up and shoot.
Well, again, we're looking for big things tonight. Maybe I'll get out there and maybe shoot a couple clay pigeons myself. And what a beautiful day here at Connellsville Sportsman's Club. Hey, we're at the Connellsville Sportsman's Club, located in Connellsville, Pennsylvania, and today we're talking to Coach Ken Brooks about trap shooting. Ken, tell us a little bit about the sport.
Thanks, Mark. Trap shooting actually started in the 1800s. I believe it was probably about 1783 on record, and it's basically a single house and a trap. And it's the birds are thrown from there, and you have to hit them. There's 5 stations, and you rotate through the 5 stations, and it's a 25 shot round. Trap shooting was originally used with carrier pigeons, and the carrier pigeons were placed under hats and traps, and at that point they were released and shot, and they were abundantly available at the time. That's why they shot them. In the 1800s, during the Civil Wars, when they started shooting glass bulbs, and they used to throw those up and shoot them, and then from there the modern day clay target was developed and shot. Trap shooting is an Olympic sport. They shoot different variations of that, and trap shooting's shot throughout the world. We started this team here last year with the hopes to get kids who are not into traditional sports out to do this, because we live in an area where hunting and fishing is quite prevalent. Last year we had 30 kids on the team. We took 27 to states, and at states 5 of them actually placed, and it was a great year, fairy tale ending to a first year.
And tell us a little about the league and the USA League. Tell us about how that works, how the scoring is done, and for the average person at home.
Okay, so we compete under the Pennsylvania State High School Clay Target League, and they are governed by the USA Clay High School Target League. Guys, the kids come out here and shoot 2 rounds per night, 50 shots. At the end of the year, they are scored, and their season averages, if they're 0 to 14.99, you're considered a novice shooter. If you're 15 to 19.99, you're a junior varsity shooter, and 20 to 25, you're a varsity shooter. At that point, that puts you in a classification. Then you go to states and you shoot 100 rounds. You shoot 50 shots, everybody rotates, and then come back and you do another 50 shots. At that point, scores are calculated, and medals are given out, and also teams are picked in the state where they stand. But we compete every week here at Connellsville Sportsman, starting the first week in April, against every kid in Pennsylvania. And how that works out is I take all their scores, enter them into a computer, into the website, and at that point, on Saturday night at 10 o'clock, they update, and you can see exactly where you stand in the state.
Well, thanks, Coach. We're looking for some great shooting tonight, and good luck with your endeavor.
Thank you very much.
Sarah, I hear you're a volleyball player. How did you get into this sport?
My sophomore year in high school, they had an archery club, and I was a part of that. And then they went to the South Connellsville Rod and Gun Club, and we shot trap there. And I just really became interested in it, and then when this came, it was like perfect, so I joined this. That's how it all started.
And do you find it entertaining? Do you find it intimidating? Do you find it, what do you like about the sport? Why do you do it?
I find it exciting. So when you see that you crushed it, because I used to be shooting 4s, and now I'm improving. So just to see that growth in 1 year is really exciting.
Tell us a little bit about JV and what some of the other divisions are.
So JV is more like the middle of the pack, because then you have the novice. So we're more like 14s and 15s and 16s, and then varsity is like 25s. So
it's not done by grades. It's done by ability.
yeah, it's done by how many you shoot.
Now, somebody told me last year you shot 24 out of 25 pigeons. Is it possible you could do 25 for 25 this year?
That's definitely a goal, so pushing towards that.
Well, good luck this year in all your shooting.
Okay, thank you.
Talking to Cody Himes, and he's the second place finisher in a state tournament. And how do you like the sport? How did you kind of catch on from different sports that they do at the high school?
Well, my parents were telling me about it, and then I just got into it from there.
And how many times do you shoot a week? How do you get better with this sport? Do you have to come every day, every week, or do you have a home site that you practice on?
It depends on how your schedule is. I come every week, and I slowly start to improve.
And what makes a good shooter?
Having the will to keep going and not stop.
Is this something that you might have aspirations for down the road? We see it in the Olympics. We see some big competitions around. Is this something you might think of doing after you graduate, or stick with it?
Definitely. It's a really fun activity to get into, and it might be costly, but down the road it'll just get better and better.
Well, good luck tonight shooting.
Thank you.
Hey, we're sitting with the first place champion here of the novice division, Shelby Lessman. Shelby, tell us how you got into the sport.
Actually, I got this idea from my boyfriend. He wanted to join the team, and I was a little hesitant at first, but he assured me that it was going to be fun, and he got me to come out, and I've loved it ever since.
Where did you have your state championship at in novice? Did you have to go far away, or was it in your backyard?
Pretty far of a drive in Clareton.
Clareton, so it's kind of all around. There's different teams. I want you to tell me some of the teams you competed against, and I think you'll be impressed with some of the area teams.
I know we played against Bentworth and Hempfield and Brownsville, I'm pretty sure.
So those teams are fairly Westmoreland County teams that sometimes you'll see them in action. Sometimes it's all kind of electronic scoring also. So what you do here tonight to practice, will it count, or is this just practice?
It's just practice tonight.
And how many rounds do you usually shoot just for practice?
I usually shoot 2 rounds. It's 50 bullets.
Okay, now tell me what kind of gun you use. I mean, I use an old sawed-off shotgun. So what kind of guns do you use?
I use a Browning BT.
A Browning BT. That sounds expensive.
Yes, very much so.
How much does that gun cost?
Probably around $600.
Around $600 for a practice weapon. Well, good luck, and we'll see you shooting here tonight.
Thank you.
Mariah, you were an experienced shooter last year. What are your goals?
Last year my goals were just to do good enough to make it onto the team and be good for it. But like this year it's just to excel at it and do better than last year.
How many were you competing against last year? I see you got your first place medal one in the junior varsity female.
We competed against about probably 130 other kids shooting in the high school, and there were a lot of them.
Tell about us your aspiration for making varsity this year.
Just to shoot better and to shoot at least an average of like 20 or up. I would be happy with that.
Well, good luck this year. And like I said, a lot of people are looking at the Olympics that's going on right now. You have some aspirations maybe for that?
Yeah, I'd love to go and do that. That's just like a goal that could be made into like a thing that can happen eventually longer on.
Well, good luck in your career.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more shooting from Connellsville Sportsman's Club in a minute.
Well, this day and age, technology is key in keeping up with all the things that we need. Our working relationship with Armstrong has been great. All the way from pre-planning to installation to now follow-up. It was not even a question of if, it's how. We have 96 TVs on site, all high def, all smart TVs. We have 2 rinks that seat 1,500 people, which have a high demand on our wireless internet system. As well as when we put on our phone service and we have radio broadcasts going on, those can't cut out. Armstrong worked with us to help meet our needs.
that would be a miss. All right, good job, Shelby. Okay, Mark Lynch to the line, everyone. Hey, there you go.
And that will draw this conclusion to Fay West Sports with Mark Lynch. We'd like to thank the Connellsville Sportsman's Club as well as the Connellsville Trap Club for all their hospitality here at the range. Again, from all of us here at Armstrong, I'm Mark Lynch from Fay West Sports with Mark Lynch.